Hello, I'm Gerald Akers. Welcome to Palmetto Scene. We are heading into month 4 of the COVID-19 pandemic, with almost every aspect of our lives still being greatly affected. Many businesses were forced to close their doors completely. Others have had to adopt a totally new way of operating just to survive. Let's take a look at one couple who, using their creativity and today's technology, found a way to continue to serve their clients' health and fitness needs.
Before the COVID-19 epidemic, you could find the CrossFit Valor gym packed with people working on their fitness, but also building a community. Classes look different now, but that hasn't stopped this close-knit community from staying connected.
Good morning.
Is this clear?
Oh, that's great.
All right, last minute, guys, last minute.
When the gym closed and, we decided that we were going to rent out equipment for free for our members, and he had already been posting at-home workouts.
All right, guys, so for today's workout, we have a chipper style workout. We heard it from, I think, the mayor first, and then I think it was a couple days later that the governor said something. We were all really nervous because we didn't know what that all entailed, or like how long that was going to last. The first thing that we heard, that it was going to take about a couple weeks, and so figuring out how we're going to pay our rent, it was just, we were very nervous, and we just didn't know what to expect or what was going to happen or how long we were going to be shut down for. Just a lot of uncertainty.
Being a school teacher, we have been doing Zoom classes with our students, and there was just something about being face-to-face with the kids, live and in person, just having that connection. It felt good for me to just be able to talk to them and have them talk to me. When we started making the at-home workouts and the gym had to be closed, we kind of decided, we're like, we gotta do this Zoom thing. If we can do a face-to-face class, let's do one in the morning, one in the evening, to accommodate the most people possible. And it's been awesome since the first class that we did. I don't know what it is about just that connection while we're all being quarantined.
This is Heather. Oh, the little babies.
The AMRAP, it will start with alternating dumbbell snatches again, 2, then 20 double unders, 4, 20 double unders, 6, 20 double unders, and so on. Okay? So you guys go ahead, go use the restroom, get what you need, do any additional stretching. If you have questions, ask me now, and then we'll get started.
Staying in good physical health was the goal of the classes, but the daily routine and togetherness has also helped the members during the pandemic.
And 4, and 20, and 6, 8, 10, okay.
Yep, that's it.
With CrossFit Valor helps with not only my physical health, but my mental health as well, because it allows me to be able to interact and engage with others online, and gives me a space to leave the things around me.
That CrossFit Valor is willing to do anything to keep our community continuing and going, and allowing us to stay physically fit, but also mentally fit, and just keeping those connections with the people that we've developed relationships with.
Me and Emma and Max consider everyone a family, and so it's like being with our family regularly and still getting to see what everybody's up to, how they're still holding up.
See me? Yeah, see that nice stash.
Keeping the community going through the quarantine was very important to Jen and Nate. As they navigated another hurdle caused by COVID-19, they would need to lean on their community even more.
Having to postpone our wedding, it all came so fast. So we were supposed to be married March 21st.
We were 1 week out, and we'd been hearing about the virus, and it was actually the first cases were in Kershaw County, which is where I work.
The spread of the virus was kind of like ramping up. Nobody was like really closing down quite yet, but there was a lot of worry for our aunts and uncles.
I remember the phone call. It was Friday afternoon, a week out from the wedding. And that Friday afternoon, they said schools are closed. And I was like, oh no, and everybody's like, you should be so happy. You don't have to go to work the week leading up to your wedding. I was like, I don't know if this is a good thing. Every day, they were the longest days, just, family canceling, people calling and saying that they were concerned about coming.
We were worried about them. We were worried about people going there. We wanted to make it very special, and it just wasn't going to be what we expected.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it just felt like it was inevitable. We couldn't have this wedding. I cried a lot that weekend. I was like, we're so close, and we were all about it Sunday, and then Monday we were like, we need to postpone this because we don't want to put people at risk. By the end of the week, we got to our actual wedding day. I accepted it, and I was like, it's okay. We'll have that wedding one day.
Ended up moving it to August, and hopefully by then things are kind of calmed down, and we'll be able to have that special day.
Having the community and having just the consistency of some sort of normal during this time, I think really, really did help.
We are a really close-knit group of people, and being able to see those people or just kind of interact, it does mean a lot.
If we didn't do our Zoom classes and we weren't posting things, I feel like we would be more worried about how's everybody doing.
So if you guys want to go, just find some space.
Being in quarantine is going to make us all appreciate things a lot more. We have beautiful days all the time, but I think more than ever, I'm like, oh my goodness, today's so beautiful. Or you just appreciate more. And I think we'll all come out of this appreciating the ability to go to the gym, or being able to, go to a restaurant and have dinner, or just going to a friend's house. I think we're all going to come out of this appreciating things a lot more, and not taking things for granted.
Our workouts may look a little different these days,
but we are still in this together.
We will come out of this appreciating our ability to work out together,
encourage one another,
high-five each other,
laugh together,
and simply being with our Valor family.
So remember to stay positive.
And that there's better days to come.
Our Valor family will be together soon.
Until then, stay positive and smile. We'll be together soon.
Have a good day. Thank you so much.
Alrighty. See you guys later.
With more time on their hands, many people chose to adopt a pet during the COVID-19 shutdown. Sounds like a good idea, right? Well, it is, if you can find a pet to adopt. One bright spot in this pandemic gloom is the fact that more animals are finding loving homes in which to weather the storm.
So in 24 years, I've never seen the shelter this empty. We actually have more animals out in foster than we have in the facility right now, so that's been a huge help.
My name is Tess Overstreet, and I've decided to use my quarantine time to foster kittens. So excited! Got 2 little baby boy kittens from Columbia Animal Services that we'll be keeping for the next 3 weeks. So I'm so excited to help care for you.
Can I see you, boys? Oh my God, so cute. I own a small business here in Columbia, and it's a holistic-based skincare and massage therapy studio. On March 16th, when we temporarily shut down because of the virus, it was kind of a scary and emotional time. It's also right around when we found out that Tess wouldn't be physically going back to school this year, so it was just kind of crazy. And The pandemic drastically changed the speed of our life. You know, Tess has always wanted to foster kittens. She's been wanting to do that since she was born, practically. I thought maybe we can spend this time pouring our love into these kittens that need us.
We've seen it happening all across the country. I don't think this is what we all quite expected, so and we don't really know what to expect once this all clears up and we sort of get back to whatever the new normal is.
It's hard not being able to go to school or see my friends. You know, it's just really great to have them here.
People being home more, they may notice a litter of kittens or something somewhere hidden out in the yard somewhere. We want to encourage people, actually, don't bring them to us right away. Call us first. Most likely the mama cat is still around, and the kittens are better off with her, at least until they're weaned, than coming here.
So yesterday we went to Columbia Animal Services for their 2-week check-in. It turns out that they were actually found on a prison truck. So we have the 2 cutest little escaped convicts ever. I've always intended to find them a great home, although I am getting attached to them. So, I mean, there's a possibility of adopting them, although, you know, we'll see.
You see your brother Penguin?
Kittens are so much fun, but they're definitely a handful. The kittens need a lot of attention, and I am tired because I'm having to wake up in the middle of the night to feed them, and with all my classes and schoolwork, but it's definitely worth it. Don't eat cords. These guys are just weaning off of formula, and so they're still trying to suckle their food. So it's my job to help them transition over to soft food, which is a little messy. So I'll take some soft food in my hand, the kitten in the other, and then I'll just try to put it right over his mouth. There we go.
To see the joy that she's had with this experience and to get to know these kittens and to love on them and to see what an amazing job Tess is doing with them is really special to me.
This is when the kittens finish eating. They have the messiest little faces, so you have to clean them off. So they just ate, and so next they're going into their playful stage. And then they get really tired, and that might be my favorite, because then I get to cuddle with them.
I think it's going to create some interesting conversations too, at least I hope it will, and maybe we look at how we deal with animal care control in general moving forward and how we do that. This is it's been really nice not to have a ton of animals in here and being able to have the space to keep everybody very comfortable and happy at this point.
COVID-19 has been terrible in so many ways, and the repercussions will be felt for years to come, but one thing I'm grateful for during this time is the time that I've had with Tess and these kittens. Should be ready in about 10 minutes. And we are so keeping these kitties.
It's springtime, and normally we would hear the words, "Let's play ball." But as with most sports, both baseball and softball will be delayed for the moment. But when the season does begin, we'll see a new face in the dugout. Former Gamecock softball great Tina Whitlock, who is also a former member of the U.S. national team, is set to take her coaching talents to the big leagues. Christy Mason-Cox has the story.
The better part of Tina Whitlock's life has revolved around this bright yellow ball. But that's about to change. Whitlock, a Gamecock 2-time All-American utility player with a crushing bat, helped her 1997 squad win the SEC tournament and a trip to the College World Series. Now she's taking that big bat of hers and leaving yet another crack in the glass ceiling.
I've signed a contract to coach with the St. Louis Cardinals.
That's right, this former Gamecock great is picking up her bat and ball and heading into history, right into Major League Baseball, hanging with the big boys.
I will be what they call a fourth coach.
Yeah. So that, to me, that's like a Mac Daddy coach. You're going to be like a mom, not to be a stereotype. You're going to be doing everything for them, basically, right?
Yes.
A little using all your
I
expertise.
think the fourth coach is a hybrid position that will allow me to do some field work, throw hit fungo, throw PP, possibly stand in the bullpen, but then also put on street clothes and go scout the game.
Whitlock was deemed a great fit for Major League Baseball as it seeks to bring more women into its ranks through a program called Take the Field. A mother of 2 teenage boys, Whitlock grew up playing baseball in a family of boys and easily made the transition to softball, playing at the very highest levels, including the U.S. national team and the pros, before following her heart into coaching. For her, sports has never been about gender, but about greatness.
I think baseball just wants great minds in the game. Good people, great minds, and people who are experts in the field. And to be a part of that or considered, somebody that can be impactful in the game is a huge compliment.
If Whitlock is now at the top of her game professionally, it comes after years of lessons in the wake of devastating personal loss.
He went to work, and I got a call from his boss that he is taken to the hospital.
This is Tina Whitlock's only family photo with all her boys, taken just before her husband, Brian Kelly Whitlock, suddenly died of an enlarged heart no one knew about. In the space of just 9 days, she buried her soulmate and delivered his namesake. A woman of deep faith, Whitlock says she leaned hard into God.
I think there for a moment, I didn't say anything. I think I was in a time of intercessory prayer. I think a lot of people had sustained me through their prayer because I was in the moment. And when you're in the moment, you're really just allowing God to be your strength during that time.
Left widowed in her 20s by a husband who had been her biggest fan on and off the field, and now retired from pro softball, when she felt stirred to coach, she packed up her little boys and once again leaned on her faith.
It's funny because they were so young. When we had the chance to move to New York, I was like, we're going to be just like the birds. God's going to take care of us. We moved to New York, got a coaching job at Lillian College. We lived in a little renovated barn. I mean, literally, we lived in a barn. So my kids can say they lived in a barn. And, I remember just telling, like, my adult friends, we're living like the birds. And I never thought to think that my kids actually heard that. And it was about 5 years ago, my son Brian said, "Mom, remember, we're living like the birds. Don't worry, don't worry."
And so she didn't. Whitlock's career path would lead her to coaching gigs at home and abroad. Her little family would pack up and move as the opportunities came. There would be a major health scare and the normal highs and lows that come with parenting. And now the big leagues have come calling. Though Cardinal spring training in Palm Beach was cut short by COVID-19, for Whitlock it was just another pause during a crisis. After all, it's not the first one she's faced. But with eyes set firmly forward and her heart fixed on faith, the past still holds tender reminders.
That's the one thing why I think I've been so emotional, is just that, I would really love to share that with him.
Yeah.
He would think it was so awesome, though he was a big Braves fan.
Brian may have rooted for the Braves, but Tina thinks it's no small coincidence that she's coaching the Cardinals. They say a Cardinal represents a loved one who has passed, that when you see one, it means they are visiting you. As the thinking goes, Cardinals usually show up when you need them or miss them most, to let you know they will always be with you, that they've never really left you. And if you're Tina Whitlock, they give wings to your major league dreams.
Finally, let's take a look at the ever-changing world of technology. In the midst of everything else, how does one keep up? Well, one of South Carolina's fastest growing cities is staying on top of the technology world and assisting its residents in the process.
Being a smart community in my book is a community that has a high emotional IQ. The most important piece is really to reflect, right? To research, to design, to build, and eventually to evolve as a community. That's a smart city. It's less about e-scooters and dockless bikes and much more about self-awareness, much more about understanding what's really going on around you.
Just depending upon where you are, you assess your unique characteristics, your assets, and you develop an economic strategy around that, and you're assertive about going out and pursuing businesses that have that kind of interest.
There's also just the changing face of the workforce, right? We have younger people that are coming in, we have younger families that are moving into our cities. They have different demands and different desires, so just being responsive to that has been, I think, really helpful for us.
The use of technology has been instrumental for us in meeting the needs of our citizens. We're a fast-growing community, one of the fastest in the country. 7 people arrive in Mount Pleasant every day. And so early on, when we were in our growth period, it was sometimes difficult to be able to reach citizens where they were and get their feedback. But with the use of technology, we've been able to incorporate into our civic engagement programs. Specifically, the technology that we use allows citizens to go online at any time from any platform and access information, crime statistics, planning projects, budget numbers, to see what's going on in their community. And we also use it to outreach, to get a message out when there may be citizens who they're so busy, don't have the opportunity to either come to town hall or to meet us where they are. They can utilize these tools to help them gain knowledge and share their perspective.
If I'm a city or a county manager, I need to think about how the demographics are shifting based on the lifestyle opportunities that you are offering. Things of that nature that will attract individuals that are highly progressive.
It's crucial for us to be able to decide and see where some of the growth and development pressures are. We have many neighborhoods that are long-standing, been there a long time, deserve to be protected. We have several cultural neighborhoods, post-Civil War African-American settlement communities that deserve to be protected. And the use of technology helps us to see what's going on around those areas. Traffic is a big deal in a growing community. And so some of the technology that we use actually synchronizes our traffic lights. And it saves us about 20 to 25%, saves the commuter 20 to 25% every day on their way to work. The South Carolina Department of Transportation utilizes the traffic camera system. And so people can see on their smartphone where the traffic may be heavier or heaviest and make accommodations for it. So last year, as you mentioned, when the bridge went down unexpectedly, people were able to utilize that technology and reroute their commutes to be able to get to places they needed to go.
You're going to see individuals move to smaller communities that are provide a higher quality of life, a more laid-back atmosphere, better opportunities for your children, a healthier, happier, friendlier lifestyle like Greenville.
More than ever, there's a thirst and a demand for knowledge. Citizens are interested. They want to know what their government is doing.
Risk-taking in general for local government is a big issue. The great thing about now, especially some of the current atmosphere on embracing technology and some of the things that we can do, we can look to those cities that have done it before, and we don't have to be on the bleeding edge, but we can be on the cutting edge.
We didn't invent these things on our own. We had to come up with them because it was required. Our citizens required it. And so we're eager to share what we've been able to uncover and learn. We've been able to share what's been effective, and I think that others are seeing the benefit too.
For more stories about our state and more details on those stories you've just seen, please visit our website at palmettoscene.org. And don't forget to follow us on social media @SCETV on Facebook, and hashtag Palmetto Scene for Twitter and Instagram. We leave you now with tonight's Palmetto postcard from our online digital series, Our Town. For Palmetto Scene, I'm Beryl Dakers. Good night, stay strong, and thanks for watching.
Well, Bishopville is a small town.
Bishopville's like most small communities, it's close-knit in that everybody knows everybody.
People help people. That's part of the culture here, you know?
Bishopville is awesome, and it's growing.
Bishopville is sort of a turning point right now of becoming a destination. People want to come to Bishopville just to see what we got.
We're doing a revitalization effort downtown. People are finally getting like a sense of pride in their little town.
We love it. This is our town. This is Bishopville.
This is our town, and this is what we have to offer.
This is our town.